What is up, players? It's Warboss Tay up in this mug. Welcome to my video showing off Outcast Greenleaf here. On the end, it's an Eldar character who is made to reflect or pay homage to the character of Legolas in The Lord of the Rings, and specifically in the Peter Jackson movies, because as you can see from my Crusader Bloodmere character on the end doing the one does not simply meme pose. These are all meant to look like hobbits and Gandalf, Aragorn, Boromir, Legolas, and right there in the upper right you're going to see Gimli, Space Gimli, that I have to build. This is the last one. I'm really looking forward to it. So these are all by Artel W Miniatures, and this specific set is called the Brotherhood of the Nine. If you're interested in it, I'm going to put a link below in the description. Click on the link, check it out. It'll take you right to this website where you can see the entire package here. 10 figures, 96 parts. Of course, some of those are alternate, variations that you don't have to use. And as full disclosure, I am an affiliate of Artel W, so if you do decide to click the link below and purchase something, you'll be greatly helping out my studio with no cost to yourself. And don't forget, Love is in the Air, their big Valentine's Day sale special, going on for a couple more days. You can save between 14 to 28% off select pairings. You can choose the pairings. They've got a bunch from all of their different factions, and it's really cute, and it's really fun to see them package a male and a female character. I don't know if they've done it. I don't remember them doing this last year. But if you are new to Artel W, you haven't ordered anything from them before, it's also a great way to have a very minimum investment. It's so cheap already, and then with the discount you get to see what the characters are like, what the miniatures look like, how did they assemble, how they come together, and how clean they are. Highly suggest that you check out this sale if you want a very minimal investment, just to dip your toe into the water and see if you would like to purchase from them even more in the future. Now, this is what your Outcast Greenleaf is supposed to look like. He's got all these different pieces that glue on, and they come together with two different head options. I decided to go with the bare head option. It just gives me a little bit more fun textures and colors to paint with all the skin. But if you do decide to go with the hood, that is definitely an option as well. Now, when you order your miniatures from Artel W, they're going to come to you in a plastic baggie. And they're actually going to come to you in a cardboard box wrapped in paper with a little twine and a red wax seal. It's really cool. But then once you open your box of miniatures, they're actually coming in all these different little plastic baggies. So for example, the Brotherhood of the Nine comes with all of these figures in their individual bags, which is terrific, because if they had just put all of them into one big bag, there would just be mass confusion. You wouldn't know what goes where. So this is very helpful. It allows you to build each figure, like I'm doing, one at a time without messing up and mixing up the pieces. All right, this is the head we're gonna go with. It's the bare head, and just look at the detail of the sculpt. I always like to point out the quality of the sculpt and the artistry and the way they're able to take the rendering, the artwork, the initial concept, and transform it into resin. Like, this is high quality resin. This is good stuff that they're working with. And you can tell because all of the details are really nice. You don't see any air bubbles or mold lines. If anything, there's a little bit of flash, like here on the end of the scabbard, but I mean, that is just so simple to cut off. You just clip that away, and if you really want to align it, you take your hobby knife and just saw it down a little bit. But except for like these two tabs of flash up on the shoulders, like look at the quality of the armor and the textures, the layers. Artel really knows what it's doing. They know that what they're trying to emulate and what they're trying to create is based off of not only the Lord of the Rings, but also the very specific look of Craft World Eldar armor. So they're mixing and matching. It's amazing. They're mixing the fantasy aesthetic of the Wood Elf armor with the 40K aesthetic of the Craft World armor. And they're pulling in little allusions to each one, like the spirit stones you can see in the armor, as well as all of the not embossing, the embroidery and the gilding on the armor, which kind of ties it into more fantasy stuff. And like the pouch here, where you can see all of the detail on the sculpting on the flap there. The two, they look like, I thought they were grenades, but there's two little pouches that look like wood elf pouches for more of a fantasy aesthetic. And here's the hooded head with, see, the reason why I didn't want to do this is because you really don't see his face at all, because he's got like an eye lens covering what looks like a wound over his eye. So I think the bare head is going to be more fun to look at as well as paint. Here's the rifle. There's so much great detail on the rifle. It looks like an Outcast's rifle because it looks like he's done some modification to it, wrapped it with some wrapping. Anyways, before we go on to show you what it's going to look like all built up, I want to mention that I am a writer as well. I write science fiction as well as fantasy. I write under the pen name Eli Taft Jr. And these two books that I'm showing you are the omnibus compilation books of all of the books in my 2 series. The first one, Treads of Valor, and the second one, The Innkeeper's Journey. And they're all under the umbrella of what I call the NPCs books, in which I'm writing these series where the main characters would actually be like the background NPC of a video game or a movie, where there's just somebody in the back working like an innkeeper or a deckhand swabbing the deck, you know, in the hallway of a big spaceship, fixing some things in like one of the wall panels when the main characters walk by. So check it out. I'm going to put a link below to those in the description as well, and I hope you enjoy reading them. And here we go. This is just the wrap up, and I want to talk about my experience. Everything was fine building the model up until I got to the head, and I was using super glue as well as Bob Smith super glue activator, Bob Smith Industries. And when I got to the head, I made the mistake of putting glue into the where the head is going to go, and it's a mistake because I had already sprayed the super glue accelerator onto the arm to secure the arms. And so there was some super glue accelerator in that little pocket where the head is supposed to go. So what that ended up doing was making the super glue harden instantly. So instead of a pool of super glue that I could smash that headpiece into and kind of twist around until it made a smooth join, what I ended up happening was now I had a layer of super glue in a very difficult pocket to scrape out. I had to take my hobby knife and hold it at all sorts of different angles to scoop the super glue out. It was very bad. But other than that, the build was fine. If anything, it just reinforced in my discipline that I have to be more careful about where I'm spraying the super glue accelerator, making sure that it's not over a place that I'm intending to put more super glue later on. So, I mean, every mistake is an experience and it's a learning opportunity. So, I mean, just look at all of these models that I've built up already. Just waiting for the Space Gimli. Hopefully I'll build that up tomorrow, and then we can prime and paint these guys. I might do some tutorial videos. I don't know how many of you guys are actually gonna check this out and purchase them for yourself, but if you want to, you can follow those painting videos and just see how they come together. I'll also do recap videos so you could see what they're looking like as they're getting painted. This is such a great kit, and it's a pleasure for me, even though, full disclosure, I am an affiliate of Artel W. So any purchases you make are going to help out my studio. Like, being able to work with these models that I'm excited about, that I think look terrific. I'm just so excited to get it done. So, hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, leave a comment down below to help push us up that algorithm, and we will see you in the next video. Latest, players!